are you coming home after? No, I'm going to the concert after. And I'm like, okay, what did I do to hurt you? I'm like, is everything okay? Like, I'm not a mind reader. She's like, see, this is why I'm mad. And then goes, and then she's like, I adore Zach Brown and you don't even care about them. And how are you entitled to floor tickets and I'm not? And I'm like, okay, whoa.
And welcome back to Eat the Damn Cake. I am Carly.
And I'm Maddie.
And here we are.
Oh my God.
Here.
Happy Monday.
Happy Tuesday.
You're right.
When it comes out
it's
into their
Tuesday
eardrums.
when it comes to you, but it's our Monday today.
So we need to clear a couple things up. Last week we talked. Let's get right down to business.
Okay, what happened?
So last week we talked about how our grand classes were on Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. Veto that. It is now Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. every Monday.
So now you know.
Now you
sign
know.
up.
Backyard canceled. Well,
Not forever.
Not
just
forever.
Until September.
Yeah, just until September.
So we're teaching there in September. So just hold please on that.
Yes. Other than that,
what else do you have to clear up?
Tall Ship was awesome.
Tall Ship was amazing. We filled the class. It was grand.
Grand.
We're
at the Grand tonight.
And then we'll be at the Grand next Monday.
And then the Monday after that.
And after that.
Yeah. So come through.
So just come on in.
And I'm DJing.
You actually have a lot to look forward to when Carly DJs. You know, we would bully Hurley into DJing for us, but he said no.
Excuse me.
He said no.
No.
Wow.
He said,
putting words into my mouth.
I'm going home after this. And I said, okay, well.
Gonna make a bath.
Yeah.
Light some candles, read a book. No,
wow, that sounds so romantic.
Do any of those
Drink some wine. Do you like wine?
No.
I don't think I can ever drink wine again.
Why? You didn't drink one last night.
No, I know. I just don't think I can look at alcohol today.
What's going on, Carly? Do tell.
I just, I was overserved.
By whom?
Myself. No, I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're good. We're doing good today.
Yeah, one of us is, and her name starts with M. The one that's doing good.
We went to Zach Brown Band yesterday.
Okay, you're gonna open up.
What?
You're gonna tell the stories?
No, I'm just saying we went to Zach Brown Band yesterday and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was such a good concert. They're unbelievable.
It was,
and
really
I got
good.
very excited to be there. So
she sat with my parents.
I did.
And my mom today was like, she was literally crying at every song. She was so emotional.
I was very emotional.
It was a really good concert though, and the best part about it is I wasn't supposed to go, and this was a point of contention between Nick and I, because
break down this story.
We got offered tickets and
months
ago, and life is crazy. I don't keep track of shit, especially dates or days or times of anything, and everyone didn't reply in the group chat when we got offered tickets, and Nick was one of those people that didn't respond. And
Joe and I responded.
Yeah, but Nick didn't. And then Nick on the side of things was like, I actually am going to go, but he never told me. So then the other day, like 2 weeks ago,
Joe was like, yeah, we're all going.
He's like, we're all going to Zach Brown. I go, what are you talking about? Nick's like, yeah, we're all going. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're like, Maddie's not going.
I was like, Maddie's not going. Maddie did not buy tickets. He's like, oh, I didn't tell you? Yes, I told you. And I'm like, no, like a demon is crawling out of my body. I'm seeing red. Yeah. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Maddie had an exorcism.
And then, so I'm pissed. And my mom, I had a frog in my throat. That was weird. And then my mom was like, I sounded weird. Yeah. And then my mom was like, it's okay. Like, we can just hang out. We'll have a girls' night. It's fine. And I'm like, okay, whatever. A week later, my mom calls me. She's like, so me and your dad got offered Zach Brown tickets. And all of my friends just moved to
New York.
Or like 3 of my closest friends from home just shipped it away from Framingham, Mass. So like most of my other friends are in retail and work. So I was like,
I was like, can you watch my dog?
Yeah.
For me?
So it somehow worked out for me to be dog sitting. And then all of a sudden we got offered another set of tickets. My dad did. And they were floor tickets.
And then I had an exorcism.
Talk about Gemini vibes. So my dad calls me and he's like, hey, like we got offered extra tickets. Like they're floor seats. Do you want them? And I was like, well, if I take them, I'm going to steal Nick like from the other group because I'm not going to sit alone. And they were like, okay, like just let us know. Then I called Carly because they were like, oh, she's going out to brunch. And I was just being nosy. I'm like, who are you going to brunch with? So then I call her. I'm like, hey, like, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. And I'm like, okay, where are you going to brunch? She's like, Lincoln. And I'm like, okay, that's fun.
Okay,
are you?
Can I
hold on.
No.
And then I go, are you coming home after? No, I'm going to the concert after. And I'm like, okay, what did I do to hurt you? I'm like, is everything okay? Like, I'm not a mind reader. She's like, see, this is why I'm mad. And then goes, and then she's like, I adore Zach Brown and you don't even care about them. And how are you entitled to floor tickets and I'm not? And I'm like, okay, whoa.
Okay.
I don't even know if we have the tickets.
Can I just say the entire week, this is not on you. Obviously, it's not on you.
I did nothing wrong.
You did nothing.
In the whole situation, I did nothing wrong and I got blamed.
My dad, the entire week, was like, yeah, we got some floor seats and there may be extras like Carly and Joe if you want. And I was like, yes, I want the second you have. So then my dad was like, oh, someone just offered me the 2 floor seat tickets. I'm going to offer them to Maddie. I go, no, wait. Can me and Joe have them? I'll give Maddie my ticket. Like she can have mine with Nick. And my dad just went behind my back and offered them to Maddie. So then I call Maddie enraged and I'm like, name 4 Zach Brown songs. You can't. I know you can't because you're music with Maddie.
I can't even name 4 songs of my favorite artists. Like I can sing along to them, but I can't.
So Maddie was a gem of a human and very, very nice. She's rolling her eyes right now and very nice. And she did give me the floors.
It went like this. I called my parents and I'm like,
I was so angry with my dad though, because he had been teasing me with these tickets all week. And I was like, here you go, Maddie. And I was like, what
I called
the
my
heck?
parents because they were like, hey, we definitely can get them. I'm like, great. I will definitely take them. And Carly strolls into the conversation because I'm on speakerphone and she's like flipping out. And I'm like, Mom, just buy the tickets and rip them up. I was like, don't let anyone have them and I'll just stay home. And Carly's like, what the hell? You're so mean. And I'm like, how did I get into this position? My mom's like, I'm so sorry I dragged you into this. I'm like, honestly, I don't even want to go. And then moral of the story, I said, Carly, if you're just nice, you could have got what you wanted at the beginning of the conversation. But instead it took us 4 conversations to get to this. So Carly got the floor seats with Mom and Dad. And me and Pickle sat with a few of our friends. And it was a very good night. But it takes forever to leave Fenway.
I think all in all, Maddie had better seats.
I did. We were like in the front of is it a loge?
Loge.
We were like on the very front of a loge at third base. So we had like a clear view to the stage and like the projectors. I mean, he was like an ant, but like.
I mean, I couldn't even see him because
yeah,
you're on the floor and everyone who's taller than you can't see.
You can't see anyone. So Carly.
Moral of the story.
Carly.
Keep your OG tickets.
Yeah, Carly learned her lesson yesterday.
Although I'm glad you got the better seats. I am.
I didn't care.
I know. And I did so viciously.
So much. But it was a really fun concert. There was literally 40,000 people at Fenway though, I think.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun.
It gave me chills because every time, at a concert when they stop singing and they're just like, let the crowd sing, the crowd knew all the words and I'd just be like, oh my God.
And then you knew all the words too?
No, I actually knew a lot of the songs. I kept looking at Nick being like, I know more words than you. And you claim to be such a big ZBB fan. Okay, so someone took a picture of Nick and I last night. And last night during the concert, obviously it was dark out. And
did the flash
was off. So like when you can't really see after the photo is taken?
Yeah.
We glanced at the photo for 2 seconds from the person that took it. And we're like, oh my God, we've never looked better in our whole life. Please send it to us. she didn't send it to us until this morning. Now I have the picture and I'm like, I look horrible.
Let me see.
Nick goes, I think this might be the best picture we've ever taken. I wore blue eyeliner last night.
You need to post that.
And by
this
the
week.
end of the night, my blue eyeliner, it just looks like I had black eyes. And I was like, I should have thought this through.
However, wait, something really cool happened yesterday at
Oh,
Lincoln.
yeah.
Shout out to Taylor. Love you.
I was standing like waltzing around Lincoln because I think I'm like main character vibes and I'm not. And someone just yells, Maddie. And I'm like, looking around for someone that I recognize. And obviously I'd never met Taylor. And I'm like, I see who it's coming from. And she's like, hi, like, I listened to your podcast. I was wondering if it was you and Carly. And,
so cool.
And she was like, but I looked at your Instagram stories and was like, it's definitely Carly and Maddie. So nice to meet you. Thanks for saying hi. And like anyone that listens to us, if we've never met, don't be afraid to approach us.
It honestly was probably the top 10 coolest feeling of my life. I don't know.
It's really fun. And it's happened a few other times. Actually, no, to me. Never to you.
Lulu, yeah.
I one time ran
Never to you.
Never to you. I'm way more famous. I ran into people wearing our merch, which is so cool.
I'm like, I love that.
I one time was so like taken aback. Shout out to Eliza. This was Eliza, who one of our listeners. I was at Lulu and I was like, where did you get the sweatshirt? I was so awkward. I was like,
so weird. Why do you approach it like that?
Well, I was like, oh, I'm them. I'm that. That's my podcast. And she was like, I know. I was like, that's so awesome.
Yay.
Thanks for supporting. I'm like, oh my God. I literally am so awkward.
You just like need to learn how to like be famous. I'll teach you.
Okay. On that lovely note,
we got another hell yeah, hell nah this week. We're gonna go awaken.
Carly was talking about it this morning. She's like, Access 180. I'm like, I know it was not that. It's called Awaken 180, and it's really a weight loss program.
It is, yeah.
So dove right in, did a lot of research on it, and just, looking at different research articles of like, is it for you? Is it something that's healthy? Is this something that I should do? So it's a little different. And I actually, the more I read through it, I don't
hate it.
I don't hate it.
It sounds like it's not okay. So we'll break.
Reminds me of kind of like Weight Watchers.
Yeah,
if you know what Weight Watchers is like.
It's a program that you sign up for, and there's like locations that you can go up and like sign up for, and they give you a coach, an accountability coach. They give you a nutrition plan. You can buy their food, or you can make your own like grocery shop at like
they give you like grocery lists.
Yeah, because they're with Roach Brothers. They're paired up with Roach Brothers and with a couple restaurants too.
One of them is Davio's in Boston.
Yeah, they have a special menu there.
Yeah, they have a special menu, and so they make up for 80% of your meals. So like that's the goal, like that you buy the meals from them, so it takes like the guessing game out of weight loss for you. Like you don't have to be like, oh, if I eat this much of this, like it, and I struggle with weight loss programs, but this is the thing. If you're on a weight loss journey, we're going to try to be like helpful to you in the sense we're going to tell you what's not going to have you have a toxic relationship with food.
Yeah.
And so basically, like Carly said, you get a health coach, you get weekly one-on-one meetings. The coaches, according to the company's website, provide support and education based on real science behind weight loss and healthy eating, as well as their own experiences through the Awaken 180 programs themselves. So I think a lot of the coaches have done Awaken 180, which I kind of like. It's because you're not talking to someone that has no idea what you're going through.
Yeah, they're like, oh, nice job.
They're like, oh, I've never had to lose a pound in my life. Congrats.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't use calorie counting as a weight loss tool.
And also, it's not restrictive.
Yeah. And so the program provides 80% of your food, and the custom prepared meals also remove or at least minimizes the struggle that a lot of people feel when it comes to like choosing between healthy and non-healthy foods. And I think it takes that label out of it. Remember how we were talking about like the good versus bad food, how like there's so much labeling of what's good versus bad when there really isn't. It's all just the same.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I don't love that it's still calling it a diet, but because, dieting is the worst, but it does seem like they have like actual people that know what they're doing working through it. I don't think the coaches are your registered dietitian or nutritionist.
I think they are.
I don't think they are.
Not the health coaches. Oh, no, but they make a plan. That's a nutrition.
The plan is made by the nutrition and dietitian, and the coach is just like an accountability coach.
Okay.
So it's nice to hear that these people have actually registered dietitians and nutritionists working with them.
Yeah.
Because like Noom, for example, last week, that those coaches that you're working with, they weren't like RDs or anything like that. So it was different for me.
You also, exercise is optional during this program.
Yeah. So
which
it's
I
not
thought was interesting.
included.
It says if you already have exercise in your life and want to keep it up during your Awaken 180 program, feel free. If you don't exercise now, you don't have to exercise well on the program. So basically, the only thing that I probably don't like about this program is they keep guaranteeing weight loss, and I don't like when you guarantee anything.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how someone's body is going to react to it. And also, like, I don't like the exercise is optional. I think everyone should be like moving their body like 30 minutes a day. You know what I mean? At least just walking, like walking up the stairs. I don't know, but to make it seem like, oh, and exercise isn't important. Like you only just need to eat this and that's it. Like exercise is super important to everybody.
No, and also the one thing I do also like though, it's not everyone's duration in the program's not the same.
Yeah.
So your duration is until you reach your desired weight, which again,
so I wonder what the retention is. I'm
kind of just like, okay, when you make it all about a number on the scale, then what? Like,
yeah. I haven't stepped on a scale in years. I don't want to.
Weighing yourself is so damaging.
Actually, I did.
When?
I was trying to weigh Duke, and I had to know how much I weighed to pick him up, and I hated
the last time
seeing my weight. I was like, yikes.
I've like probably stepped on a scale twice in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And
at the doctor's office, I'm like closing my eyes. I don't want to see.
Well, the thing is it's so damaging to your mental health because for some goddamn reason, the media has put so much weight on your number. Like, they think that it pretty much defines you, how much you weigh, what your number is, and how many pounds you've lost. And
on TikTok, they'll be like, I saw a guy saying, I only want a girl who's like 120 pounds. And it's like, okay, but like, and then I saw girls like reposting it and be like, this is a 150-pound body looking like unbelievable. You know what I mean?
It's
like, why is that number so important to someone?
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And that's the thing. That's the only issue I have because say there was exercise put in with it.
Yeah.
Like, what if they don't get to their goal weight because they've built muscle, but they are getting stronger and they're following their weight loss journey? It's tough. And I feel like most of our hell yeah, hell no's are always like, well, we like part of it, but hate some of it. Because we obviously don't like diets, but it's also really hard to do weight loss on your own if that is something that you're trying to do. And it's hard to do something like a diet, like a dietary change, like with your nutrition. So what I would always recommend is to get your own registered dietitian or intuitive eating coach, whatever you want to do, and work out something with them. And in addition to that, get a trainer or like join a virtual training program if you're still not ready to do a personal training program, and like pair those together.
Yeah.
But these ones that are just like, this one has said it's not a one size fits all. You do like really dive into like what your goals are, how you've eaten before, what you do active wise. So I do like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm so skeptical of any of these programs because like you said, retention rate is probably nothing. Although they do say once you hit your goal, they encourage you to meet with your coach once a month and it's no charge. For free.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that about them.
It's nice because they're not trying to take advantage of people. They're actually trying to help people. So I don't know.
I think also though, I mean, maybe someone can't afford their own trainer and dietitian. So
and maybe this is, I don't know. It doesn't say the pricing.
It doesn't, but
maybe it's more affordable.
Yeah.
But the only thing I do not love about it is one, making it all about the scale.
Yeah.
And then two, not really prescribing exercise at all.
Yeah, it's important to move your body.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there and...
I mean, it is, a lot of people do say most of the changes to your body do happen a lot in the kitchen.
Yeah, but
depending on what you're eating, but
if you're going through that change, like, it's really important to mix exercise. And I mean, you know us, we think exercise, I mean, it releases endorphins. It makes you happy, and happy people don't kill their husbands.
That's from
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde. I digress. I think that if you are on a weight loss journey and you're feeling really stuck, maybe I feel like I liked Noom a little bit better, honestly.
Really?
But the only thing I don't love about Noom is it's not an RD. If you're going to do anything, I would just say, if you really want to do something that's just food-based, just pay for a registered dietitian's
We
help.
also have a lot of connections to them, so we can put you in touch. We can put you in touch.
If you ever do need one, we can put you in touch for one.
We have like a list that we could
send over. And then fitness-wise, our monthly subscription is only $30.
And I've created the code CAKE. Cake for $5 off your first month. Oh my God, there's a frog in my throat now.
What are we doing?
Is that a bug up there? No. Can you? I'm so sorry.
Attention?
It looks like a centipede, and Carly, it just freaked me out.
Needs to focus. So I'm gonna say hell maybe. No, I'm gonna say hell no. I just don't.
You know, I'm gonna say hell yeah to not being restrictive.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say hell not to the diet. Like, I don't want to say diet part of it. They kept calling it a lifestyle change too. They kept saying like, oh, this is a lifestyle change.
And we don't like that.
And we don't like that anymore.
So do what you want to with that.
So sorry with that conclusion.
I just think, you know how we feel about all the diet crazes and stuff. And, you know, the reason why we break all this down is so you don't have to do all the work before. But you're going to find that most of the time we're like, just go to the direct source. So like all of these things are like, we have registered dietitians on our team and then they do all this for you. And I'm like, you know, if you just went straight to one, they would do all of this for you and you wouldn't have to jump through a million hoops of like this program. Like they would create a program for you.
Yes.
The end. Goodbye.
End rant.
So after all of that, and as you all know, I've gone through a big life change and
it's not an engagement.
It's unfortunately not an engagement. I still have this feather / leaf. I one time posted it and I did a poll, my ring. I was like, is it a feather or is it a leaf? And it was 50-50. No one really could tell.
I think you should post it on the podcast. Eat the damn cake when this releases.
I think, Hurley, what do you think?
I cannot see that.
Here, catch.
All right.
Good catch. Feather or leaf? It's so hard.
Yeah.
When I bought it, I thought it was a feather.
I'm going to say feather too. Yeah. I think like the lines in it are
like the shape of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feather.
Okay.
My vote's feather.
Carly, what do you vote?
I voted feather. I think it's a feather.
Feather?
Yeah.
This is my huge life change.
I know. Okay, yeah.
Oh. Carly just tried it
on. All right. So as we know, Maddie recently left her full-time job.
I did. And what we kind of want to talk about with you today is making that leap, especially if you're an entrepreneur, have your own business, taking that big step towards being your own boss.
And knowing when it's the right time, because it's never going to feel like the right time.
So you know when it's like never feels like the right time to buy a house, have a baby, get a dog, move to a different state, move to a different city, quit
your job,
rent an apartment, quit your job. All of it always feels like, oh, I'll wait till it feels right. Newsflash, it'll never feel like the perfect time.
No.
Because here's the thing, and I was saying this before, when I was working, I was probably working about 50, 60 hours a week, depending on the week of how much I was training and how much I was working at Lulu. And it was too much.
Yeah.
I had no social life. So many of my friendships suffered, and not because I was trying to be a bad friend. It was just genuinely because I didn't have time. I didn't even have time to be alone. I was always doing something. So it was one of those things where I started to realize I need a change, and Carly and I's schedule was picking up a lot, and it was straining our relationship too, because I was so busy with my other job and Carly was busy still with her job. And I was like, you know what? I think now is the best time for me to go full time.
Yeah.
And it is genuinely one of the scariest things you can do. Financial security, everyone,
It's terrifying.
is like leaving that is scary, because when you work for another company,
you have a
paycheck coming. You fill out a W-9 and the company, the multi, $1 million company you're working for, whatever one it is, probably, and Lululemon's a massive company, it's global.
Yeah.
You at least know you're going to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And when you're your own boss, guess what? You're in charge of paying yourself. And
which we have found it is the hardest thing to do, to pay yourself.
we're always like, it's fine. We don't need it.
Literally scraping
We're like,
pennies together.
it's fine. We do not need our paycheck. We'll just save the money. And then we're like, wait, we are putting in so much time.
Yeah.
You need to compensate yourself for it. And finally, now that I'm there full time, we're actually like, okay, no, this is my job. This is my one job.
Yeah.
And we have to compensate me for it, because then I wouldn't be able to pay rent or buy groceries or live. So making that move, as scary as it is, it's like the most exciting thing you can do and the most empowering thing you can do, because, I'm 24.
And I want to ask you now, how do you feel schedule wise now?
Schedule wise, I feel like I have a new sense of relief, in the sense of, if I need to run to the grocery store in the middle of the week, I actually have time to.
Yeah.
If I need to do laundry, I can go do laundry. If I need to go to the chiropractor or acupuncturist because my back's not doing well, I have time to. I have this whole new sense of self-care.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping more. Life has significantly changed for the better, I think. And not because my other job was making me miserable, because that is not it. It was the combination of the two, and me just stretching myself so thin.
Because not only were you a part-time worker at this other job, you had a leadership role there.
No, I was a full-time key leader.
Yeah.
So I took on multiple things there, and I loved it. And I loved our business. And, you have to bet on yourself sometimes. You have to be like, I know we're going to succeed, and I know we're going to do a really good job. And the only way we'll be able to do this is if I commit. Can you sit still?
I'm so sorry.
For a moment. Carly just didn't stop moving, I think, for 3 minutes.
Did I or not?
You kept hitting the table, making noise.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But if you're ever contemplating to just take the leap, whether it be being your own boss,
or
but also
starting your own
business, going and getting a dog, moving to a different city, starting something new or scary, just do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I put in my 2 weeks, we got all of this good news.
We did about
we got 4 different meetings about different places to teach.
More clients. Yeah, it was so exciting.
It's just crazy how the world works, and there's just a million more good things coming. And, the other thing is just trying not to stress about the process. Everything ebbs and flows. So
August is on record one of the slowest months for boutique fitness. So
it truly is.
It really is. For personal training, everyone's away every other week.
Yeah. And
for our classes.
Huge vacation month. I usually take my vacations in August.
Yeah. Everyone does. That's the end of the summer, and everyone just wants
One
that last
hurrah.
Yeah.
No. And I think it's just cool because we're both still so young.
Yeah.
And I don't think if you had asked us even a year ago if this was going to be something we were doing full time, I would have been like, you're hilarious.
1 year ago, we didn't even have our space yet.
Yeah. No, we're approaching our 1 year anniversary on our gym, and we call it a space. It's a gym.
Yeah. I know. I don't know what, because we initially got it.
Started as a space, just a recording space.
And we just called it the space. And so we always just call it the space now. And I'm like,
maybe we should name the gym the space.
No, I wanted to name
The Built Barn?
The Built Barn. I really want
But
to
it's
get,
just not a barn.
but I really eventually would love to build out a barn with a gym and group fitness
In
classes.
mom and dad's backyard. You hear that, Roger and Colleen?
The Built Barn.
We're going to create a driveway all the way to
Coming.
the back of the yard.
Imagine.
And a parking lot.
They would be like, get
When we were
out.
kids, we used to ask my parents, will you build us a house in the backyard so we never have to leave?
I'm still there.
Carly has moved out 4 times, came back 4 times.
Okay, hold on. The pandemic, thank God I came back.
Not to make fun of you, I would do the same shit with half the places that you lived. Most of them were just like your leases.
Yeah,
The lease would be up. And then Carly would be like, I'm broke again. Gotta come home.
No, it wasn't that. Even like the last time I lived in Southie, it was like more my roommates were like, we all were like not really on the same page with literally anything, actually. No shade to them. They were great people, but like we just like weren't really on the same page as roommates. And so,
Which is fine.
yeah, I mean,
Sometimes that happens.
and so when they asked if we were going to stay and extend our lease, I was like, God,
Probably
no.
not. And that's fine. I think the thing is with growing up too, if I wasn't living with my significant other, I would probably still be at home for a solid amount of time.
That's the thing too. Like I did live it with a significant other. We broke up. I had to move out and move back home. And then this last time the roommate situation didn't work out, moved back home. But then, and I was like, oh, I'll move home for like a month and then move back out. And then the pandemic hit and I was like, thank God. So, and now I'm still here because I have a dog and he prefers
Grandma.
He prefers grandma and grandpa.
So, yeah. So I think moral of the story,
To tie it all together.
live at your parents' house for
Forever.
as long as possible.
No, I need to take that leap of moving out.
No, and
you know?
but it's so scary and hard. And I'm not going to lie. Like honestly, the job transition for me was easy.
yeah.
It only in the sense of like, it decreased my stress levels times like 100. I miss all of my coworkers so much. But in the sense of stress level, so easy. When I moved out of mom and dad's house, I had consecutive anxiety for like 2 months. When
Really?
oh my God. Well, it's so hard because if you think about it, we had just gone through a pandemic.
Yep.
I was used to having a full house 24/7.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I was always around someone. I was never alone. I also grew up in that house, so I was there for 24 years. This was the first time I was moving out, like
out of college.
outside of college. But every time I left for college, I knew I was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like home base is still there. It's weird when you change your home base because then you have to rewire your brain of what you call home. Like it took me a couple months to start calling my apartment home over like my parents' house. And now I'm just like a visitor at my parents' house. Although my mom would say otherwise because she texted me
my God.
passive aggressively this weekend. Because I was, like I said, I was not supposed to go to the Zac Brown concert. So Nick and I dog sat for Carly on Saturday because we were like, oh, we'll like get sushi, watch TV outside, and we'll just hang out. And Carly's like, oh, will you watch Duke? Great, we did. But I had to change of clothes there and I like left my stuff in my old room, which is my mom's office right now because she set up her shop for work from home. And there was like, my earrings were still on the counter. My shoes were at the top of the stairs. So she took individual photos of each of them and was like, tell me Maddie was home without telling me Maddie was home.
The fact that she knows that trend.
And I said, LOL, I'm coming back like
Yeah.
tonight. Well, I was like, I planned on just like coming back. I also didn't know mom and dad were away this weekend, obviously. So I thought I was going to beat them back because my car was still there. I didn't beat them.
No.
I got
you did
yelled
not.
at.
Yeah.
But I still treat it like my home sometimes. But thanks, Mom, for
Oh my
cleaning up
gosh.
after me. Love
Wait,
you.
the funniest thing, a couple of weeks ago, I was home alone for like 3 nights in a row. And I hate being home alone. If you know me,
Carly is
I
so
hate,
good at adulting. If you didn't know,
I hate staying home alone, like in a house. I don't know. But like since having Duke, it's made me feel a lot better because he's like,
He's a protective puppy.
he sounds vicious when he barks, but he like would never actually bite anyone. I know. As I'm like, come steal me. Anyways, so the other night I was home alone and I'm like literally had gotten home late, was so afraid to be home alone. I came home to a dark house and I go to bed. I wake up the next morning and I'm like looking for my keys everywhere. I opened the door and I left them in the door. Like my keys in the door.
Overnight, all night.
I'm living to tell the tale, but I was like, me texting everyone and anyone I know being like, I'm so scared a murderer is going to come and get me tonight, blah, blah, blah. Leaves keys in the fucking door. Like
Carly is the type, broad daylight. We'll take a shower in the middle of the day if she's home alone. She like walks up and I'll like come home and I'm like, let me in. She's like, I was showering. I'm like, I'm the worst. I'll like leave the door wide open, the screen door unlocked, and I'll be like, well, it's fate if they come and get me, I guess. Like, no, we live on a freaking cul-de-sac. Like, we are in the safest neighborhood ever. Carly's like, you never know. Did I ever tell the story on the podcast how at Nick's old apartment I caught someone trying to break in?
No.
Should I tell it really quick?
Yeah, I mean,
it's very on brand for this story. So like Carly has these fears and nothing like that has ever happened. I don't. And one time, so Nick used to live in Brighton. He was a first floor apartment. I'll make this a super quick story. It was traumatizing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So we all went out in Boston. This was pre-pandemic. So Nick and all of his roommates and we all went out, and I actually Ubered home from the bar early. I don't know why.
It was the BU.
Oh yeah. I was so tired. I was like, I can't be out anymore. I'm going home. But I was just going back to his apartment. So I went home at like 10, fell asleep. Everyone came home around midnight. And I wake up when they all came home and like was like, oh, I really have to go pee. Everyone at this point was in their consecutive rooms. It was dark in the apartment. So Nick's room was in the front of the house, like by the front door. The bathroom was all the way in the back of the house because it was a 1-floor apartment, through the kitchen. And then they had like 2 living rooms stacked. And this is important. They all had windows. So I make my way to do my business. I go pee, I come back. I'm walking back and a guy or someone is flashing a flashlight the perimeter of one of the first story windows. And I'm like,
so scary.
Of all the things I fucking do, I walk towards it. Because I think it's one of his roommates. I didn't know who had walked in yet.
Yeah.
So I think one of his roommates is locked out. So I'm like walking towards it, and it's this big scary man trying to open the window. He had it inched open. And you know what I do? I scream, get the fuck out. And I wake up everyone in the whole apartment. Everyone's running out. And I'm screaming like, someone was just trying to break into your apartment.
Oh my God.
And I screamed and they ran away. And Nick ran like out the door after them, tried to. Why? Did Nickel do that? We don't know. And then they all walk out and it's 3 guys living in this apartment. I go, someone tell me why your first floor apartment windows are not locked. Someone let me know what was going through your little pea-sized brain. Just kidding. I love all of his roommates. But I was like,
yeah.
Imagine being a man, like, guys don't think of that.
No.
Women, we would duct tape them shut after, like, get the stoppers, like,
I
shove
locked
them
the
in.
garage door.
Did you? One of our mutual friends told me another story about someone in Brighton. They lived in an apartment. Someone had broken while she was there, and she had to lock herself in her room. And they tried to get in, and they stole everything in the apartment. There was an intruder in the apartment while she was there.
I'm
pooping yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, and I still leave my door unlocked all the time.
Anyways, now you know when to make the right leap.
So one of our, like, a couple of our listeners go, I love listening to you because you remind me so much of my sister and I, and like you guys just go on rants. I'm like, no, like half of our podcast is us just having like a brain blast of a story that 0.002% related to what we were talking.
Literally. I don't,
We're like, oh my God, this story also had the word the in it. By the way, one time this happened. Anywho, this or that. Our transitions are flawless.
Or that. Yeah. It can't all be hits, you know?
I thought of this or that. This, comma, this or that.
Do you want a medal?
I want a cookie. Okay. All right.
The gross ones you made.
I made Trader Joe's frozen cookies.
I know, they were good.
And they're good. And I'm like, Mom, do you like? She's like, no. And I was like, okay, why? And she's like, they have no flavor. And I was like, okay, Colleen. Sorry, your cookies are elite.
Yeah, they really are.
She's like, you didn't make them, you just cooked them. And I'm like, okay.
She definitely sprinkles crack in her cookies. They're so good. They're so good.
You can't say that.
Why not?
Oh my God. All right. This or that is cereal edition. I had a brain blast as I was sleeping this morning and I was thinking about breakfast.
Brain blast.
And I was like, cereal. Me and Nick literally the other night on our way home from like dinner, we were like, we need cereal. So we bought it.
Love that.
First, and oat milk, because, you know, dairy sensitive fam. Frosted Flakes or Corn Flakes. Oh my God, we got a lot of votes.
Frosted Flakes for me.
Hurley?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Frosted Flakes?
Mm-hmm.
242 Frosted Flakes, 22 Corn Flakes.
Someone DM'd me and goes, I would like a detailed list of who said cornflakes so I can DM them personally after you get the results.
Oh my God.
So it was 92% to 8%.
Yikes.
Okay. This one I thought was going to be closer because I feel like name two cereals that brought me up in my childhood. These were it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Lucky Charms.
I said Cinnamon Toast Crunch only because it's so consistent. Like every bite is good.
Do you agree?
Except for the shrimp tail that guy found.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on Twitter.
Wait, what?
A guy found a actual shrimp tail in his box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And it was covered in cinnamon.
Made
sugar.
0 sense.
Cinnamon sugar.
Ew.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch said that he planted it there. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I didn't. So this one was a little closer. 186 for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, 83 for Lucky Charms. Only thing I don't love about Lucky Charms are the charms.
You don't like the marshmallows?
The charms are not the marshmallows.
Oh, the cereal?
Yeah, the cereal.
Wait, what? Aren't the charms the
Yeah,
marshmallows?
the charms are the marshmallows.
No,
honey.
the charm.
Why?
Yeah, they are. The charms are the marshmallows.
So what do I know? Like the Lucky cereal? I don't know.
Just like the.
I thought that. Okay.
I was like, you don't like the marshmallows?
They get
That's the best
soggy.
part. Yeah,
They
no.
don't. They're flavorless and soggy. Next question.
So what'd you choose for that?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, okay.
Reese's
Puffs.
69 to 31. Cinnamon Toast Crunch won. This one was actually close, and I knew it would be.
Reese's Puffs.
Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs or Cocoa Puffs?
Reese's. Forever and always.
I also said Reese's Puffs. I think they have more flav.
I've never had Reese's Puffs before. So I had to pick Cocoa Puffs by default.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why have you never?
I don't know.
Is it because it's literally dessert in a bowl? How can you call this breakfast?
I know.
138 for Reese's Puffs, 115 for Cocoa Puffs, 55 to 45%.
Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles?
Okay, I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was. I mean, Fruity Pebbles got a lot of votes. I used to look forward to Fruit Loops. When I went to college, it was like, fuck yeah, I don't have mom and dad telling me I can't eat Fruit Loops.
Same.
Tell me you lived in a house that did not let you have a lot of sugary cereal without telling me.
Okay.
Mom would buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I know. We're like, you're treating us like princesses.
It was Lucky Charms or Cinnamon Toast Crunch she would buy.
Yeah.
We'd be like, give us Captain Crunch. She's like,
Never.
that's literally just sugar, which it is, and it cuts your roof of your mouth.
I love it.
165 for Fruit Loops.
I choose Fruit Loops.
Yeah, me
in
too.
case you were wondering.
Me too. 88 for Fruity Pebbles. What do you choose, Hurley?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Fruit Loops.
Love that.
Cheerios or Rice Krispies?
Okay. I chose Rice Krispies. I love Rice Krispie treats.
Talk about getting soggy.
Yeah.
Do you think the Lucky Charms get soggy? Rice Krispies. Oh my
Wait,
God.
they do get a little soggy.
They
but
absorb the milk. They're like little puffers.
you put a little sugar on it.
Okay, that's how I feel about Cheerios though.
Well, what about Honey Nut? I should have done Honey Nut versus regular.
Love
but
a good Honey Nut Cheerio.
I do love a good Honey Nut Cheerio.
One singular Cheerio.
No, I'm full.
Hurley, Cheerios or Rice Krispies?
I did Cheerios.
Yeah.
Of course he did. He was just rashing on my life
Oh, okay.
for choosing Rice Krispies. 182 for Cheerios, 82 for Rice Krispies. Cap'n Crunch or Trix. Remember Trix?
Yeah, I loved Trix.
I love Mom bought Trix though.
No, she didn't.
Oh, not Trix. She bought. Oh my God, what was it? it was a version of Trix, but it was like,
It was the Captain Crunch berries.
no, she didn't buy that. It was
Fruity Pebbles?
no, it oh my God, it's going to bother me so much. It like had the berries and the circles, like the little circle white ones and the berries.
Yeah.
What is that called?
I don't know what you're describing at all.
It was a different kind of Trix.
No, it's not Trix.
Jax. It was called Jax.
No.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Jax is like the
Jax is
green
just
and
like-
orange circles.
Why didn't I
Was
do
it?
Apple Jacks versus Fruit Loops? That was stupid of
That's
me.
what I'm thinking. Apple Jacks.
I think there's another one. Oh, Kix.
Kicks. It was Kicks.
Yeah.
It was Kicks.
That's just like corn, though. It's like a corn ball.
Yeah, and it had some.
You know what, Hurley? You're a cornball.
I'll take that as a compliment.
That's what my mom would buy us.
I don't think there was fruit involved, though. I think it was just.
What was it called? Kicks.
Yeah, Kix.
Kicks.
Kicks. I knew. It was
All right, so $169 for Captain Crunch.
Kicks berries, maybe.
Yeah, $76 for Trix.
Kicks berry. I need it tomorrow.
Let me see.
How about that?
This is what she bought us.
How about
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You
Sorry, everybody. I'm getting nostalgic over here. You read the amounts?
Yes.
Okay. Last but not least, Frosted Mini Wheats versus Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Maddie
Maddie is a hoe.
I love Frosted Mini Wheats.
Ew.
Why is that you? I
Ew.
need to know why that's. It's delicious. They do get a little soggy as well if you don't eat them long. They absorb so much milk, though. You have to put so much milk in your bowl so it stays even.
I think even if they're even, they say they're mini, but I think
They
they're
have
even
mini
still
ones.
kind of too big.
They have
Yeah.
mini ones.
Oh.
They have Frosted Mini Wheats now.
Really?
Are there just frosted wheats that are like?
Yeah.
Are there just regular frosted wheats?
No.
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 They're shredded wheat with with icing on it, but it's
Yeah.
like hardened icing. And then
I'm aware.
sometimes
I
you
know
will
this.
get the ones that don't have like any icing on it, and then it's really just shredded wheat, and you're like a little
Ew.
sad.
See, that's why I said ew, because I'd be like really.
I have a few people that stand with me. 97 Frosted Mini Wheats, 152 for Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey Bunches of Oats is
I
so good.
do love a good honey bunch of oats. The honey bunches are the best part of the cereal, though.
Of the oats. All right.
I love the charms.
So towards the end of the week, you guys need to stay tuned for a very exciting announcement coming from Built by Byron. We're not.
Make sure you go follow Built by Byron if you don't already.
Yeah, and just buckle up.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
On that note, don't forget to sign up for the grant.
Mondays at 6:30,
The tickets are on Ticketmaster.
or the link in our bio.
Yep. And rate, review, subscribe. We do really need y'all to come on here and rate and review,
And subscribe.
because you will get a free code for merch.
A free code.
Okay. Happy birthday. You don't have to pay for the code. We're so generous. And I'm not going to, I almost told
We're a little delusional.
Almost was like, the code is this. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had to leave anything.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's, you know what?
You know what?
They can't all be hits. I'm just kidding. No, this was
a fun episode.
Yeah.
We love you. When Carly laughs,
Love
her
you.
eyebrows points towards each other. She looks so concerned. She gets a furrowed brow when she laughs. I can't. Okay, well, have a great day. We love you. I hope
We
you had a
love you.
great
Have a good
day
one.
listening to us. Goodbye.